Hello everyone, my name is Yonax and welcome to another episode in the series of What Job to Me. This time I'm focusing on the Wild Hunter is in the spotlight. The Wild Hunter job, really good job, if I say so myself. They're really unique, they can ride a Jaguar. As you can see here in the bottom, Snow White and Armored Crimson have arrived. You see here the white Snow White and here Crimson Mark, which are possible to capture. I'm riding a Yonax Jaguar, which was only possible to get during one event with Wild Hunter or Resistance revamp, and you had to get your Wild Hunter to 200, otherwise you can't get it. It would be nice to see the Yonax Jaguar obtainable in future again, but for now that's not possible. I'm glad I have it on this, it really is the best looking one. So let's go to the skills, because Jaguars are actually really important. We go to the first job and then Jaguar management, and I can't ride the Jaguar. As you can see here, we have the Yonax Jaguar selected. It gives 10% buff duration. Armored Crimson gives 10% damage absorption rate. Snow White gives also 10% buff duration, like Yonax. These two buff durations don't stack, one of the two is good enough. Then you have Jaya giving 5% crit rate, and you have the normal ones. And it's important to get Jaguars, or at least 6 of them, because there are 2 reasons pretty much, other than the stats the special one gives. One of them is Jaguar Link, giving extra crit rate and critical min and max damage for each Jaguar, up to 6 Jaguars. And the other reason will be in future with 5th job, where depending on the amount of Jaguars, probably up to 6 as well, you can summon an amount of Jaguars which help you do damage. So for that it's important as well. Since I got all Jaguars already, let's leave this place. Okay, I picked a map, random map, and this is Ruins map market. This is not too crowded map, so I can easily show you the skills. So as you can see, I'm using Wild Arrow Blast, the Hurricane skill, and I can pretty much mob really well with it. The reason for this is pretty much when you do one of them, it pierces through the enemy, like this, and it can do this up to 6 enemies, so pretty much if you run, it will pierce through enemies. Really good. Then they have a summon skill, this one, hunting assistant units, and there's another summon. This one is only 8 seconds, but keeps attacking. This one attacks each 4 seconds and then 4 seconds nothing, and it's like a half hour. And that one you can replace already quite easily. Then there's the hyper skill, which is like this. However, when they're not on a Jaguar, they have a different hyper skill. You need to wait on the cooldown a bit. So meanwhile I can talk a bit about on and off the Jaguar. I'm now on the Jaguar you use for grinding, because it's really useful. Really fast. You have 2 lines of Wild Arrow Blast plus Advanced Final Attack, which attack, and here you have pretty much 1 line plus another bite buff. Okay, so the hyper is back. Now let's show you. It looks like this, really good. And the thing is with this one, this is the bossing mode. You can use Jaguar skills while doing this. So my Jaguar is a bit far away, so I dash it there. So as you can see, the Jaguar does damage itself based on the skills you press, which while you're doing your Hurricane skill, or Wild Arrow Blast. And if you use the skills, you have a chance to activate another bite, which is pretty much an extra line of damage. Boom. There I killed it. and boom. It's an extra line of damage, but you can have up to 3 lines another bite. However, each one have a chance to activate. But if you use the hyper one, this one, you have a 100% chance to activate another bite line. You can have up to 3 another bite lines. It's really hard to maintain. The better you're playing in this shower, the more lines you can hold up. So that's good. Yeah, we have here several skills. I can quickly go through them. Yeah, first up you have Wild Lure. You barely use it, but the rest you use. Dash and Slash, you can move your Jaguar a distance. Actually, when you're on your Jaguar, you can still use this skill as well. And that's, I believe, the only one you can use on the Jaguar. Maybe the Bind too. Nope. Only the Dash and Slash you can also use on the Jaguar. The rest only in this mode. Then Sonic Roar. That's this one. Then Jaguar Soul. This is your bind skill. And I showed that. And that is Swipe here. And here the skill description says the chance on another by debuff chance and stuff. And your hyper, which gives a 100% chance and is really strong. So pretty much while you're bossing, you can also do this skill. Yep, now I've activated. When I go left or right, I will keep doing my Wild Aura Blast in the same direction. Well, meanwhile I can do my Jaguar skills as well. Now no enemies here. I just switch off, turn it off and go back. Like this. You have to play a bit with it. This skill is in the third job and it's Backstep. Really good. And it has a good passive as well. So then when we're on the Jaguar, we have a mobility skill here. This is White Hat Rust, or Heat Rust actually. And it's really good to go up in platforms, does good damage if you're in range as well. Really good. Then we have 2 party skills. Sharp Eyes, which for most people is well known. Gives extra crit rate, 20% and crit damage. And then there's Call of the Wild, which gives 10% attack buff, I believe. If they didn't know it. Let's see. Here it is. Party attack 10%. There we go. The other is only for Wild Hunter. So that's a really good party buff with Sharp Eyes. So it's the best archer for parties, because it has 2 buffs, while other archers only have Sharp Eyes, except Cedars, which has like a party debuff for ignore defense, but that's it. So compared to other archers, Wild Hunter have high defense. If you can see, we have max defense. It has high status resistance if you're off the Jaguar, because that's 30% more. And stance is also fine, especially on the Jaguar. And you have 100% stance compared to other archers which don't have it. And you have high crit rate. I'm using a crit ring though, I believe. Yeah, 50% crit rate to get the 100% crit rate. But it's really good. Actually, I'm not even using critical chance on the max level. So I could get 8% more crit without using the crit ring. That's another option you can do. And then you're like level or 93% crit without the crit ring. Or at least 90% above. And that's without a Phantom Link even. So if I would have a phantom link on this, I can get rid of the crit ring. And then I have 100% crit as well. So yeah, and then if I get phantom link even higher level, I could put lower points and crit rates. You can play with it depending on what you got. So that's good. And I think Wild Hunter is really one of the best to maximize stats in that way. So let's talk a bit more about hypers. Valine Berserk, which is the flame effect here. It's an attack buff, and with the hyper you can increase the attack buff. I'm not using attack speed since Wild Aeroblast is a max attack speed attack, so it doesn't affect it anyway. Then another bite damage is really good. Extra damage for Jaguar skills. I didn't put in it, but I would consider putting in it. And of course cooldown, so you can use the Jaguar skills more often. So these skills. Then Wild Aeroblast, extra damage, and defense ignore. I would replace this one and put point in here. That's what I would do. So I talked about it too. This is a buff, 40% extra damage, and final attack is 100%. So you have, instead of 70% advanced final attack, let's take a quick look. Yep, 70%. You have a 100% chance on it. So makes it really strong. So I think that's most of it for Wild Hunters. So to conclude it, they're really versatile and you can play with your crit rate to get 100% really easy as well. They're really fast because you have now 140 speed with on the Jaguar, they're the fastest in the game with 190 speed, which is really fast. They're super good bosses, super good mobbers. Nerfs which I see which are happening to Wild Hunter are basically only damage wise, and they're still for Infinite already really strong. So although they might get hard nerfs, even after nerfs they still are a very viable class. As long as you improve their gear, there won't be any problem with damage. So they have high defense for Archer. Actually max defense is always good. Good avoids, good damage absorption skills. They have summon, they have the highest amount of hits per second with another bite if you have 3 lines, plus your 2 summons and Hurricane and Jaguar attacking meanwhile. So they're really good at that as well. Backstab can be really useful for bossing, and it just looks cool to do the Alpha Moonwalk. So they have 2 hypers, one like this and the other one is already on the same scale pretty much, depending on your Jaguar mode. You can capture Jaguars, always cool. Onyx Jaguar is really looking nice. Fits well with our guild name as well, so that's a nice thing as well. And yeah, they have a bind even for an archer class. I think I mentioned all about Jaguar. They're just a really good class. Probably one of the best classes. Archer gear is even cheap in general. So it's the best archer class. It's really good. And even in reboot servers they're good for mazel hunting. Just below Phantom I believe. Or Bowmasters. And below Kana of course, because that's the number 1 on reboot for it. So yeah, they're really good, really enjoyable class. I like them. I don't main one, but I still have a decent funded one. And let me know which class you would like to see next.